Hi everyone. Warm welcome to all who are returning and to all the new listeners. So let's start the self-interview, the self-artist interview, part 2. Today we're going to answer some questions about the theme of artistic desires. What art form am I passionate about? I would have to say I'm passionate about capturing nature and admiring the structure of shapes holding light and color. That goes all the way back to my childhood, where I would just be fascinated with sunlight and plants and the animal kingdom. I'm passionate about capturing family of familiar faces in abstract form while remembering good memories, good qualities, appreciation for people who are no longer nearby but played a role in me growing up or growing into more of myself. Basically, a lot of cousins and a lot of good friends. Yeah, a combination of both. So, yeah, I'm passionate about Art Deco with nature. And even capturing some beautiful structures of architecture of I don't know. I used to travel and then I would be starstruck with a building that is Art Deco or that just looks cute, like vintage cute. I don't know what it was. Oh wow, I didn't even know that was hiding somewhere in me. What am I good at? Colorful play while expressing emotion, especially the emotion of confusion, sadness, anger, joy. Yes. Whereas art in those forms are release or just to be expressed. It's a space for those emotions. When I'm not able to express it in words, it comes out or bottled up or express emotions in moments I couldn't express emotion. And so for a while I used to say I create art to balance my emotions. I especially create a lot of art during... How often do I get in the way of creating in my craft on a daily basis? There's a feeling of the inner critic that pops up saying, "You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time with creating art. You should be doing..." How would I spend my day if I had an unlimited budget? I would create a living masterpiece, is what always my hands will write. See, I don't know, but that keeps on showing up. Oh yeah, going back to the last question. How would I spend my day with an unlimited budget? Probably learn an artistic skill that's hand-on. Something that I'm struggling with is turning my art into the digital form, surface pattern design. I don't know why my mind stops my time or energy doing. I really enjoy making art mock-ups with social media and putting a quote. What art medium would I try that if I knew I would be incredibly successful at? Okay, that would be ceramics. I think that's something I've always wanted to try while in school, and that as an option was always full, overbooked, and not. So yeah, I think ceramics is something But I want to try because I have a feeling I could be successful at it. Something about tactile, something about hands-on, something about holding the clay, molding the clay, something about that connection to the earth, something about the we are in bigger hands in certain moments that we just don't understand. Like there's a bigger hand supporting us, or looking out for us, or holding the way, the best possible outcome. Wow, that was deep. That's something I always wanted to do, but have been too afraid to. Definitely taking my artwork to the digital form. Definitely Procreate. Definitely AI art form. I don't know. There's a comfort zone that I must leap through. There's a few technical skills to master. And then a big thing that seems to come as a block is ethics, ownership, something about that responsibility, something about that detail. Or maybe I answered my own question there of what my block is and why I have that block. But at the same time, things are changing, right? Like we're in a time where things are changing every day, and so maybe AI will get better. I went deep there too, huh? What is something I would like to do before the year is over? Well, I would like to finish my portfolio of passion projects. Still more to finish. Something I always wanted to do but have been too afraid to do. It's definitely create an animative meditation for each of the elements of nature. Part two of self-artist interview by Rena. Alright, so I think someone asked me, what am I passionate about in my art or my artistic vision? I am passionate about capturing the beauty of nature, capturing the way the sunlight dances in nature, capturing or recapturing faces in abstract form framed by nature. Yeah, I'm a fan of Mother Nature, that's what it is. And it's seen in my art. Well, that's what I say. The color palette is definitely related to sunsets, sunrises, the sky. A lot of the color palette is yellows, oranges, magentas, a bit of red, a lot of purple, and I want to say a turquoise blue like the sea, because the elements that always capture my attention are the ocean, the sunrises, the sunsets, and certain really tropical, colorful, hot, humid flowers, or like a tropical island vacation. What would you see? That, I think that's what inspires the color palette I use. So I think some of you came for my process, and I would say if I had to summarize, my art process is mainly intuitive sketching, followed by watercolor, then some colored pencil outlines, followed by a break, and then I return back and add a little more until I feel like it's done. That could be nature, it could be an intention, like I feel grateful for the week. Or it could be a memory of a face on a landscape. I think if you want to see my process, you could see my process. And eventually I will explain it, okay? Okay, welcome to part 3 of part 2 of the self-artist interview by Rena. What I was talking about was something about artistic desires. What am I thinking when I'm creating? So when I'm creating, there's a process that I do. Sometimes I will write every single thing that is getting me down, that I have no solutions for. I'll write it in a G2 Pilot pen, sometimes blue, sometimes black. And I will write as if I'm writing a letter to my future self. And then I'll take a break and brew some tea. And while brewing the tea, I'll be thinking, I surrender, I let go, I release. And I'm gonna be me, whatever the situation is, and just let it go, let it drain off the page, drip off the page. And I'll go back to that piece of paper and paint with water. So the ink will be falling like rain. And then that's the time that I'll look through the photos I've taken for the week. I'll scroll through and look for one photo that tells me hope. And I'll try to sketch that with a water-soluble colored pencil, or even a regular pencil. You know, so you add structure to where you feel hopeless. It's not a Band-Aid. It's a box. It's a box that's open. I take another break, add some crayon sketchings, oil pastel, leave it. Go do something productive, like take a walk, stretch, turn on some music. Come back, bring out the watercolor, and just drip color of a color that makes you happy. And for me, that would be yellow or orange, like sunshine after the rain. And then I just leave that after I feel satisfied that I put enough yellow or orange color. And then I'll come back later, like when I'm ending the day, and see what I see. What do I see in the sketch? And often it will turn out to be a landscape, the background of the photo I was looking at, or the closer flower, or sometimes even a face. And then I'll start the actual art. So there's many layers, but each layer kind of has a prayer. So, got an art process. And it got some sunshine. And there's clouds in the sky. And then you just follow Do you feel like this is done? Do you feel like it's ready to put on your shelf and say, it's done, I expressed that feeling and I feel free? Talk to you guys soon.